I feel weird being in the middle.
You know, I feel weird being on the end.
You want to switch?
We can
Let's
change
switch.
spots.
Not saying that I don't like want to.
She says you bite Blaze.
No. It's not that at all. It's not that at all. I just feel weird being in the middle. Okay, now I'm ready, I guess.
It's about time. The way she just slowly looked over at me. Well, that's staying in. That's part of the intro. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Castworks podcast. This is our first official interview for Season 2 of Castworks, featuring our very own Blazer for Hire right here.
Oh, Blaze.
Hi.
No need to be shy. We don't bite here. Despite Mel switching seats because she thought you bite, but...
No, that's not true. That didn't happen. Nobody recorded it. It didn't happen.
You want to bet? That's my intro. I recorded it.
No, you didn't.
I did.
I stand corrected. I didn't. No, it felt weird, okay? It just felt off. So
it's like sitting on one side of the car and you're just like, no, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it's like sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's like that. It's like it just doesn't feel quite right.
Yeah. Whatever makes you feel better here, Mel.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, we're here with Blaze. This is the first of the interviews for Season 2, and this is also the first of the interviews with the newbies for Season 2. And not just, well, a newbie here, but a newbie to, well, I mean, I guess generally speaking, content, but SMP content. So, yeah, Blaze, introduce yourself for everybody. How would the viewers recognize your channel? What, just tell us all about Blaze.
That totally isn't an overwhelming question.
You knew this question was coming.
Yeah, I'm just not good at answering questions like that. No.
Should I have sent you these before?
No, I'll be fine. Okay. So, if you know me for anything, you probably have seen... Well, you probably don't know me, because, well, I've only started about a year ago, but... at least when I started with, vanilla... Was it vanilla? No! It was modded Terraria and modded Minecraft. I was playing a mod pack that I was working on, and I kind of went through a few different versions, still kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do, how I wanted to edit. It actually took me quite a while to even get to the point that I was like talking in a microphone. It was a long time where I would open OBS and then just close it again. Like, opening OBS was a hurdle that I had to make it to, and I wouldn't talk at all. Though, funny enough, I want to say the second video I uploaded had me talking in it because I had been editing different pieces of footage for a while. Not well, but just cutting. Like 8 hours of footage, 16 hours of footage down until it was only a few hours. So I started with long plays. That's the short of it. I started with long plays because I didn't know fully how to edit, and I wanted
like
something.
That's a good starting point.
It is.
I wanted something that people. I remember saying it in one of the videos. Like, I wanted to make something that people, when they're doing like tasks that they don't absolutely love or they just have a hard time like initiating, they can do those things. So it's just kind of like having the friend next to you and you can kind of talk back and forth, or just having them in your proximity enables you to, do that laundry you've been procrastinating on, or like cut potatoes, where you're just like you're in a mode where you're like, I can't think right now. I just need someone like talking in the background. And so that's what it was. Did I do it well? No. I, I'm still learning a lot. The first thing I ever made was actually a meme, sort of,
We love
about
to see
Izzy.
it.
A meme? A Blazer meme?
It was Izzy laughing, and basically I was learning to I was following a tutorial, a Nuvla tutorial on a sheep farm in a modded world. And I just looked at the side of the wall and I'm like, huh. And I saw basically like 2 or 3 Izzy faces going across the side and I'm like, oh,
You're gonna see
that's
that in
kind of
every
funny.
build, though.
Every
Mhm,
build.
Every
mhm.
There's
build.
an Izzy and there's an
There's an
Izzy
Izzy
Yep.
in all of us.
Yep. And what I did was I took the clip that Lion had in the Discord of Izzy laughing from her cup of tea series. I took that and the screenshot I put like the bird chirping music, which I think actually that was ambient noise from in the game, but I took that and I like boosted it and then took her laughing and like gradually increased it each time and put like subtitles of like Izzy laughs menacingly followed by dirt crunch or something and like the amount of times that it happened and you just gradually see her face appear on the side of the building. That was probably the first project I ever was like, I need to do this.
You got
Like
that
I
inspo.
yes, I have those moments of just there's this inspiration in my brain that it's like I have to do this. There's no negotiating about it anymore. Like it needs
Right.
to be done. It needs to be complete. Even if it's imperfect, it needs to be done.
After having worked with you for several months now, I feel like all of us in this server have seen you have that moment several times.
Yes. Like it's happened far more often being in an SMP and
It sounds something like
just
this.
yeah.
No, every
Yeah.
time. Yeah. It just I'm never gonna forget that first day of the server being open for season 3. And like what was it? Like somebody said something about moss and you just Blaze just goes and
Yeah, I'm just like yeah, yeah, yeah. That was E. She found moss in the caves and I was like yeah. Yep. Yeah.
yeah.
And the other time that rings so true is when Puddleshine did it. And I was like,
Oh yeah. Well,
like, oh, no.
unfortunately, I don't have the footage to show that, but we hung out.
No.
For those of you
Oh.
listening to this that don't know who Puddleshine is, first of all, he's an amazing person, an amazing friend, and a very talented content creator. He's honestly just a friend of CraftWorks at this point. We all love him dearly, and
Mhm.
Puddle and Blaze have a very similar voice.
They have a
And
few mannerisms
yeah,
that overlap, and they're like very particular mannerisms.
they are.
And I'm like, oh man,
Yeah,
we really have those in common.
and then and so Puddle invited Blaze and I to kind of help out and like do little builds in his Fishcraft world in his previous season of Fishcraft. He's since ended it now.
Yep.
But we were in there and I just remember us jumping around like his tree. And I don't remember what was said. I don't remember the context. But Puddle, he just straight up just went and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I had replay buffer running and I clipped it. But the audio was screwed up, so I couldn't use it anywhere. Like I wanted to keep that. I wanted to keep it, but I couldn't really use it. So yeah.
Yep.
Just know, Puddle, if you're
was-
listening to this, we love you, Puddle.
Yep. I think it was Izzy. No, not Izzy. E had
was
an
there, yeah.
idea for a swing.
Yeah.
And he loved that idea.
Yep, that's what it was, yeah.
And hence the gasp, the wheeze.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. I guess I'll ask the next question. How did you come up with your name, Blazer for Hire?
Oh man,
I've been curious about this one actually.
I've told this a few times, and I don't feel like it's super special.
And for a lot of people, it's not
listen,
though.
do you see my name? Do you see my name?
It's
You want to talk about
fine.
not special?
I mean, mine is just a
Okay.
childhood nickname. I mean, with a number attached to the end.
So, what grade was this? 5th or 6th grade. My younger brother heard about Minecraft and wanted to play. So, my mom was setting up an account and she needed to make a name. I think my younger brother came up with Blaze or Blazer, but I think it had to have a number or something. And my mom was like, for hire, because, you know, getting a job. And I was like, even then I was super confused, but I was like, but he was like, yeah, okay. So Blazer for Hire was his account name and he played it. And then I was like, you know, can I have a turn? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was playing it. I absolutely loved playing Minecraft. After a while, I realized he hadn't gotten a turn. I was like, hey, this is your account. Like, do you want to get back on? I know I've been playing on it a while. And he was like, nah, it's not really my thing. Like, you can have the account.
Oh,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not even your name.
Yeah.
Not technically, but it also kind of is. So
That's crazy.
Blaze is his
He
brother
has-
confirmed.
and he
They are one and the
has
same.
he has a variant of the name that I have.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So
Aw. That's kind of wholesome.
It actually is, yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's so much more fun than, well, Melissa's my name and It's Ya Girl is my intro. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I have played Minecraft for a while. I want to say it was somewhere around 1.6.4. And I say 1.6.4, I just remember it was the version before 1.7, and it was the version that they went from having dandelions and roses to having poppies instead.
Mm.
And they added jungles? Birch forest? No. I think it was jungles. It's been a long time.
I don't remember the update orders, so I couldn't confirm.
I remember 1.8. That I remember the most of.
Honestly, I had the most
Because-
hours logged in 1.12. That's about where I would start remembering things.
1.8 is when I can't remember if they added marshes at that point, but there definitely were marshes. Or sorry, swamps. There were definitely swamps in that version. They added savannas, sheep dropped, mutton for the first time.
I do remember when they added that.
There were rabbits for the first time. Doors had their own variants. I think fences also had their own variants, but I don't think things like trap doors, maybe. It was weird because in earlier versions you didn't not everything had a variant.
Yeah.
Armor stands were added, slime blocks were added, andesite, granite, and diorite were added along with the recipes.
Mhm.
I still
Ocean
forget
monuments.
there's a recipe for those.
I do too. I do too.
It's
oh man,
so
I gotta go mine
stuck.
it.
It's so stuck in my brain. Do I use it? No, but
I've
it's
used it
mostly 'cause
one
it's
time.
quartz. It's mostly because it's quartz, and quartz isn't that
Yeah.
easy to get a
Yeah.
hold of, especially when you use it in stacks.
Yeah.
You may as well go mine it. But a lot of times they tried to add compatibility so you don't have to like update your world though I'm not sure they do that so much nowadays.
I
But
kind of
yeah.
wish that they would like, you know, like, you know how like you can make a block of redstone and then put the redstone back in the crafting table and get that redstone back type
Mhm.
thing. I wish they would do that with quartz.
Man, that would be so
blocks.
nice.
It would be really nice.
Oh, they also added fossils.
Okay,
That
yeah.
was a lesser known thing. Which I
Oh, in the
remember finding that,
swamps.
yup, they added
Yeah, I remember that.
fossils in swamps. Or technically they're more common in swamps, so you could technically find them, but they were less rare in swamps.
Yeah.
And I saw basically like 2 or 3 Izzy faces going across the side, and I'm like, oh,
You're gonna see
that's
that in
kind of
every
funny.
build, though.
Every
Mhm,
build.
Every
mhm.
There's
build.
an Izzy and there's an
Izzy
Izzy
in all of us.
Yep,
Uh,
constantly had issues, but you know, when I got home from school, I would get the chance to play Minecraft. I vividly remember my first world. I think I've told this story before, but the first time it was night, I ran into zombies. I was on an island. It was a pretty large island. And then I swam to another island that had a huge mountain. I went up across the mountain, and then I saw a zombie and dug into the side. Then I found a desert. I dug straight down, because, you know,
yeah.
of course, the perfect idea.
Classic.
I found a huge cave, which is actually way less common in that version, because it was before caves and cliffs.
Right.
It was a huge cave that had a mine shaft in it, and I just fell all the way down the end. I just died to like a spider or something, but I didn't actually get a good look of it. So the following night when I was at spawn, I found one of like the church houses
Yeah.
from villages, but there were no villagers. It was literally just the church building.
Oh, weird.
It was weird. I was like, huh, strange. I don't know what this is, but this is cool. I went into it and it became nighttime and I saw this thing in the distance and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a jaguar in the distance. It was a spider. It was a spider, but it was really dark. I'm like, Minecraft has jaguars. And then I saw the eyes and I'm like, that's not a jaguar.
That is wild.
I want that on a t-shirt. Minecraft has jaguars. Blazer 2025.
New CraftWorks merch right there.
Oh, and
I love that.
oh, and the starter base was hideous, but I mean,
They all
They all
Yeah.
were at that time, you know.
Yep.
it
That
was
is
also
what
huge
it
though,
is.
which I think is really funny, is that
Big and beautiful.
my starter base, it was kind of it was a rectangle. Well, it was a square at the base, but it was tall like a rectangle. Like it was 1 or 2 stacks of oak planks tall, and it had giant windows. It had a massive table that was made of stairs, fences, and pressure plates, I want to say. And it had a skylight made up of fences, which I also found out that you could, I think wait, couldn't you like, I don't know. I think you could align yourself between the fences and fall through them, and I found that
can't.
out the hard way. I just fell into my
Oops.
base and died
Yeah.
because of the
Oh.
skylight.
Rip.
Oh,
Nice.
I died in many magnificent ways.
I mean, I think we all have at this point.
I made a secret base that was not so secret. It was just a whole bunch of dandelions and 1 rose in the middle, and you could break the rose block, and then there was a secret base in a single player world that no one else was going to go into.
We've all done that before, though. Like the
We've
secret
definitely
base
done
in a
that.
single player world. We've
Yeah.
all done it. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, the stone button on the side of a
Yep.
side of a cliff and opens up.
Yep.
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 Even though it's just cute. You make your
Yeah.
own base harder to find for yourself.
Yeah, for real.
Yep. Oh, I'm sure I've lost my base multiple times. This is why I use a map, because, like, I just got lost so often. And then it's sad because, like, I love exploring, and I will explore thousands of blocks away. And even if I think I know where I am, I don't. I really don't.
Real. So real.
I go like 1,000 blocks in the wrong direction, and I'm like, this isn't looking familiar. Or I'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that boulder before. I've never been there before.
He's just exploring with hopes and dreams, man.
Yep, and I'm like, I'm hoping that I'm gonna find my house, and I never find it because I have
No.
stuff in my inventory I don't want to lose. But at the
Not
same
all who
time, the
wander
only
are
way
lost.
to find it is to die.
True.
Yeah.
There's that
That's-
quote. It's like, not all who wander are lost. And then at the end you could put except for Blazer.
Except for placing.
I'm just always lost.
You know, same.
But then you just get comfortable with it. You're just like, set up shop wherever you are, then you're never lost.
Yeah.
There
Until you
you
get
go.
lost and then you reset up shop somewhere else.
Yep.
Yep.
And then you
Yeah.
find your old base, and it's like so exciting.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's where you were. That's where I left that.
Yep.
And by this point, you've got a whole bunch of new stuff, probably a better base, better
Yep.
gear, but it's at the other place that you just lost.
Yep. And it'll be
Right.
like 100 blocks away from
Yeah.
like your new base, and you're like, bro, it was right there.
It was right there. All right, so moving on to the next question here. So the question here really is like, how did you find your editing and build style? Now, I'm just gonna tell you now, you're like, your build style is what I want to know. That is me
Yeah.
personally, because you are, and I'm not just saying this, you are hands down one of my favorite builders, I think, Blaze.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's-
Blaze is good builder.
Blaze is a good builder.
It's a compliment, Blaze.
I don't.
Take the compliment, Blaze.
I know. I'm just. It's a lot to take in,
Yeah.
It is weird because it's been a really, really long time that I've like constantly wanted to know how to build. And I feel like only just recently, like all of the stuff that I learned but didn't know how to like act upon just clicked like all at once. So
Blaze, if things are
Um,
just now clicking, I can't wait until you consider yourself a professional.
Right.
it's I want to say kind of from the start, like I loved building,
Yeah.
and having access to YouTube was so fun. I got to see so many people who like knew how to build and would do tutorials on how to build, and is probably not a surprise, but I was just like hungry for knowledge of that. Like I love learning, and this was something that I really desperately wanted to do, but it just never quite clicked. And that's kind of a tricky part of just anything I do, is sometimes like I can have access to the best of knowledge, but like unless it just clicks in my brain, like something makes that one last connection, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no, I
So-
absolutely get that.
So for just a while, I was just frustrated because I would build something and I didn't like it ever. The thing that I noticed is a lot of times I was trying to build a house, and it was probably medieval style because that was just
That's the style
what
of Minecraft, though.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
Mhm.
like the style that people used,
And
it
still
was-
use.
especially before stripped logs, which I have to say
Best
it's
edition of the
one
game.
of
One of the best.
one of the best. Like I love stripped logs because I always had a rough time with rougher textures.
Yeah.
And I love the new like changes they made to the textures because everything was really smoothed out, everything is super balanced, and I guess in a way I would say anything like post 1.12 is kind of like in my brain new Minecraft, especially past like Caves and Cliffs. Caves and Cliffs is definitely in my brain like new Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything
they
had a
from
overhauled a
different
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, they overhauled a lot. They added a lot of new things that I absolutely love, like tough and copper
Yeah.
and deep slate and even the new blocks that they keep adding. I just absolutely love them all. So it felt almost like I was trying to build in the wrong version, where
Yeah.
it wasn't until I had the blocks that I really wish I had, it just everything clicked and I'm like, "Oh, uh again in the same modded world that I did the Izzy meme, that was the first like very distinct moment I remember like, wait, I can build.
Yeah.
It was the
Mhm.
first thing I made something that I was really proud of. I made an overgrown skeleton skull with modded blocks, but I took an image on Pinterest that was AI and I'm like, well, but I want to build something like this. And I tried really hard for hours and I actually built something that I absolutely loved. And I built it in survival. And when I did that, that was like the, I don't know, the catalyst of like, I can build. Like
Yeah,
I did
that
that.
defining moment, that realization.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I
That
kind
makes
of looked
sense.
back at like the paths that I made. And I was like, I also built that. And it was, and I could like take even the builds that I like. I did a lot of like Nuvla builds where I copied them because there were tutorials and acquiring more knowledge because I was physically building it because physically doing something is just different than acquiring information,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Hmm.
acting upon it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that helps a lot because that like stores it in the back of my brain to use later.
Hmm. Hmm.
And noticing the things that I did differently and like that makes the build inherently different. And I was using different textures. I was trying to aim for different color palettes. So, oof. Now I'm trying to think of how to cover build style. How is my build style? I can
We
do
don't even
this.
need to ask the questions.
We
Okay.
well we
Well,
don't.
you did ask that question.
I
I
did
just
ask, but
Did
yeah.
you? Oh, okay. I don't remember. My
okay.
bad.
Well,
But he did watch enough that I'm
oh,
sure he knows where we're going with a lot of
That
this.
is true. That is true.
okay. Block palette, block palette. How I build.
Hmm. Take us through the mind of Blazer.
I feel like we'll be here. I feel like that's a whole
Texture.
episode on its own, to be honest with you.
I'm trying to like really condense this in my brain. Texture, as in roughness, and how crowded a texture is. And palette, I want a little bit of contrast, but I want things mostly similar. So I'll give the paths as an example. I could do white paths, tan paths, or brown paths. The one that I
Mhm.
tend to lean towards are like brown paths. That can be, and the things that are most similar in shades of brown are jungle planks, packed mud, and mud brick.
And
They
mushroom
all
blocks.
vary in their roughness and the difference between like the lightest lights and the darkest darks. Like the planks are probably the noisiest block in my opinion
Makes
because
sense, yeah.
packed mud, even though it could be considered noisy, the difference between the lightest color and the darkest color on the block are not very different.
Yeah.
And brick, even though it has a really light light and a really dark dark, kind of like planks, the amount of each of them is very different. The
Yeah, that
planks
makes sense.
has I want to say a higher ratio, but that's like it sounds weird. there's more drastic difference because of the way they're arranged. Like there's more planks than there are bricks on the brick pattern.
Mhm.
So it feels smoother. It doesn't feel as rough. Adding depth like buttons and stairs or slabs or trapdoors because it just makes it look less flat.
Yeah, we don't do flat here.
No.
And
Don't do
then
flat.
the leaves are just to add to make it feel like it has a little more structure. Like this is where you're supposed to walk.
Mm-hmm. Like as like almost like guardrails type thing on either side. Yeah.
Exactly. What I used to do, which I haven't, this might make a return in my pathways. I don't know though, is like adding slabs, stairs, and fences to where the kind of like bushes are. It doesn't really technically have any like logic to it, but I like the look of it.
That's
Yeah.
all that matters, though, right there.
That
Yeah,
I
I
like
like it.
doing that too, personally.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, if it
attaching
just
a
looks
little
good,
fence.
go for it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's like a little branch like hanging off or
Yeah.
something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Think of it what you want. I like the look.
Yeah.
So build style, I would say starts with the block palette first, usually.
Mm-hmm. You get your
It doesn't
colors all situated.
It doesn't, yeah. It doesn't necessarily start with the build, but sometimes it does.
Yeah, for me, most of
Maybe
the time it
it's-
does, and then I figure out the colors later.
Yeah.
But it's mainly
It's-
because I try to conceptualize the shape of the build before anything, because if I can figure out the
Yeah.
shape first, then the colors will be easy for me.
That's fair.
I definitely lean towards organic, non-rectangular shapes. Like I favor
Oh, so we've
those
all
shapes.
learned.
We have definitely noticed.
Yeah, if I can make something not rigid, rectangular, square,
Not me
that's
looking
my
at
goal.
my HQ right now.
Okay, that is supposed
That's
to
supposed to
have
be that, though.
rectangular shapes. Those shapes are very intentional though.
They
The
are.
reason I tend to lean away from it is because I have a heavy tendency to lean on it too heavily. And I get so stuck in the rectangular structure that I don't end up coming up with like fun details.
Yeah.
Fair. Fair.
So it's more of I'm not super amazing at like architecture, but there's a deep irony in that saying that because there's actually one of my first massive builds that I ever worked on that never got completed, but I'm also like super proud of is the Guardian farm that I did in creative. It started as one idea, but I realized that the scale was just too big for what I wanted it to actually be, and it wasn't going to look good at that scale. So I decided to do like St. Basil's Cathedral from Russia, but a Guardian farm.
Okay.
It's
Sick.
inspired by that.
Yeah.
The roofs aren't 100% the same, the patterns aren't 100% the same. I would have had to make it so much larger to get
Yeah.
the arches the way they needed to be, but it was inspired by that cathedral, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It's probably the only like architectural structure that I'm like, yeah, I love that. I struggle with more architectural structures.
Yeah. Is
They take a
there
lot of time.
is there a build that like you would say is your favorite build and why? Blazer, I can hear Blazer's brain like flipping through all of the files.
Yeah.
It doesn't
yeah.
have to be one that's been shown on camera, by the way. Yeah, like
So-
if you have creative stuff that's before content creation or stuff that you haven't featured or anything, like you don't say what you believe here. It doesn't have to be something that you've shown.
The crazy thing is probably most of the things that I've built, like myself, on my own, has been shown.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's actually not a lot of things that I haven't shown or will not be shown at some point. So, okay, I'm just gonna open my map real quick and see what.
When he said,
Ah,
"I built so many things this season. What did what did I build again?"
I know. This is such a hard question. Um,
Because you got so many
okay.
good ones to choose from, Blaze. That's why we say you're one of our favorites.
Um,
See, he's starting to accept it.
Yeah, for real. Look, I bet you the comment section's going to agree.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually really hard, like really, really hard because I've made a lot of builds that I've really liked this season. They've all been ideas that I've like fell in love with and was like, okay, I'm going to spend like the next week or two working on this. So it's more a matter of like, did the build fit my expectations or exceed it? Did it get complete? Or how complete is it?
Well, also just keep in mind, we're building Mega this season too. You're building quite
Yeah.
large just across the board.
Yeah.
So like, it really is, and it like, are all of your projects going to be complete, Blaze? I mean,
No. The Wizard Tower from my trailer.
Melissa and I called it. We called it earlier. We said to each other earlier, "This is the one.
Yep.
This is the
Yep.
one."
Yeah, it's the only it's one of two builds that I have completed the interior for. The only other build is the bamboo abode from the So Cursed series I had started. And funny enough, that Wizard Tower was actually supposed to be the second episode of So Cursed, where I used netherrack as the major building material of the Wizard Tower in particular. I will say that it is not 100% my own. That's where I kind of struggle with the build, where it's like it's one of my favorite builds I've ever done, but I also know for a fact that it is very, very close to what the original image was.
I feel like it's okay to have it be like
It's
inspired. You're the one that placed the blocks and figured it out, though,
Yeah.
it is,
And you have a reason to be proud of that.
And in a way, in Minecraft, even though it came from a different image per se, like it's still your thing, because Minecraft, it's so easy to interpret something in Minecraft as completely different than what it originally was.
Yeah, the build is entirely a complete different block palette. It's a different block palette. There are a few elements that I excluded or changed. There wasn't an interior to my knowledge. At least from the images I saw, I didn't see any type of interior. So that I definitely did the interior the way that I wanted to. The outermost perimeter 100% me. Like the terrain was 100% me.
See, so it's like it is you. You took an
Yeah.
inspiration and you made it your own.
Yeah,
Yep.
So I think that's 100% valid.
absolutely
Yeah.
it is.
So that's probably one of the builds that I was most happy with. It was what I wanted to use were the shapes that were there. And the major shapes were like the pillar that it was on, the way that it kind of like shifted left and right, the spiral staircase kind of winding the particular way that it did. I loved all the shapes being used. And funny enough, the original build had purpur and it looked amazing. And I was like, there's some ideas there that I want to reuse for something, because the block palette they used was beautiful for purpur, because purpur is hard to use.
Purpur is hard to use. I wish there was more blending blocks that you could use with it.
I do.
Real.
There's a few things that, like, oh, I love coming up with block palettes. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh, I
It's
know.
just that
I've watched you whip up like 10
problem-solving.
of them in like 5 minutes.
Yes, that is. Oh, I love that. That's yep.
Chat,
I love
I'm just going to tell you
making
now. If you
block
get to
palettes.
watch...
Chat.
Yeah, look, everybody's chat these days. Look, if you ever, for whatever reason, get the chance to just build with Blaze for an hour or two, you're going to leave that little building session having learned something working with him. Every time.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Absolutely. Should we talk about Blaze joining the SMP now?
I was actually about to bring that up. Yeah, so
Sweet.
this season we did something a little different with how we brought in members. So we started an application process. Now the application process we did open to the members to the people of the fan Discord, link in the description, and things like that. And we wasn't sure how that was going to go, because we had never done that. In the previous 2 seasons, I mean, I recruited half the server pretty much. And so we basically just kind of reached out to creators that we had seen or we had heard of, or maybe that we had interacted with before. So we didn't really know how that was going to go over this season. But I think for us this season, not only do we have the best group of people in SMP content, in my opinion, but we've got such a diverse group of people, and I love it so much. And
Yes.
so before I keep going on that side tangent, I wanted to throw that out there for people that are watching that maybe doesn't know how the process works for us. So basically, the application comes in, and Millie and I kind of sift through it first, and then just see, and then we'll pitch it to the group. I can firmly say that every single one that got sent in was pitched to the entire group and voted upon from the entire group. And Blaze's was an application that we came through, and we knew Blaze beforehand. Like I say we knew Blaze. Like we had hung out with Blaze a couple of times. Like Phasmophobia. That's where I met you.
Yep.
And I knew
Norm.
Yeah.
Norm invited me, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to play sometime?" And I'm like, "Sure." Like I have the game.
Yeah.
And that's maybe a short funny story, because I actually didn't purchase it for myself. There was somebody else that he enjoyed like different games, and I wanted to play Dice and Sphere Program. And he wanted to play Phasmo, but by the time, I guess there was an update.
Hey, we got couch potato!
Hey!
GG.
I guess there was a change to Phasmo that he didn't like, so by the time I really had extra time on my hands, like, he didn't want to play it. So he actually like gifted it to me. I think it was when I was still in college, and I was balancing like college, keeping up with that, and then gardening, and then cooking the stuff from the garden. And I was in over my head.
Yeah.
Like, I was doing too much. No surprise there.
No surprises, but
But so that's how I had the game. And I had watched Impulse, Gigs, a little bit of Zits, and a few of them play through Phasmo for like a long time. I would watch that when I was eating or when I had to do a task that I just was dreading. and so I got knowledgeable, but like I didn't have the physical knowledge experience to like actually play the game.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh yeah, like I've always wanted to play it, but and I have it, but I just haven't. And so Norm, yeah, invited me to play sometime, and I was like, "Psh, yeah, sure, like I'm totally fine with that. And I did. So I played with Norm, Wen, Melissa for a few rounds, and then after Norm was done streaming, uh Lane, he hopped on for a few
Yeah.
rounds, and it was it was like 2 in the morning. I was
That
on
was
for
when my
so
work
long.
schedule was so whack that I
That
was up till
was
3 a.m. every day anyway.
that was when I could kinda afford to be up at like 2 in the morning. And now that's less the case.
Yeah.
But I still kind of stay on for a while.
Yeah. Well, at that time, like, in having met you, I like that friendship, it clicked pretty quickly. And it's, I mean, the same with Norm. And I mean, like, we
Yeah.
had played with Norm obviously prior to us having met you. And working with Win and stuff. So like the like Norm and Win coming into the group was a very natural process. Like when we seen their applications, we
Yep.
kind of already instinctively knew. We just went through the process
Mhm.
because that's what we do. But
Mhm.
like we just kind of already knew that that's kind of where that was going. And
Yeah.
with you, like I knew that, like I'd seen your name in the fan Discord. I don't really recall that I had seen any of your content until after the Phasmo session. But
Yeah.
I do remember thinking to myself, this guy's pretty cool. And then I seen your application come through, and then we had chatted a little bit prior to that, and
Yeah.
I can say 100%, and I know Melissa thinks the same, well, says the same thing here, that we knew that if you applied, you were absolutely getting in.
100%. I was like, because you had put in, I think you put in your application a little bit later. Like it wasn't like you didn't
Yeah.
jump on it or anything.
I
And
didn't
I was like,
know
Mm,
I
go
didn't
on.
know it was a thing until
Oh, you did.
somebody else mentioned it. And then I was looking at it and I was like, "Oh man, do I
Yeah.
am
I
I
was
nuts for
hoping.
this?"
We
I
were
was
hoping.
waiting. I was like, man, you know, I know Blazer's pretty new to like the whole Minecraft thing. He doesn't have any
Yeah.
SMP experience. I was like, but I really hope that he applies. Because I
Yeah,
want to play with Blazer, dude.
I I remember for a stream. I remember Norm, he said like it would be cool something about building. I was like, "Hey, we can like hang out and like I can help you with like building sometime or just like build something together." Like I'm totally fine with that. And Melissa was like, "Hey, I want to build with Blazor." And I was like, "Yeah, like we can build sometime. I'm totally cool with that." And like, oh, this is hard to explain, kinda. I wanted to join for a while, but I try to be really mindful. Like, I guess I didn't want to be pushy because, like, hey, this is technically a process where people invite you. And even though this is kind of something that's like burning a hole in my brain, that I would like, this would be really cool.
That fish
Like,
did
I
not.
you saw that
Yeah,
too?
I
Okay.
did see that.
that just like flung in the air.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Sorry to the person
Um,
listening to this podcast and not watching.
yeah, I just went straight up into the air instead. Like
Okay.
I wanted to, but I was also like I don't like overstepping boundaries and stuff. But I guess this gets into like when I found the Discord. So I'll try to summarize this and keep this brief. Um, multiple times I found Izzy's cup of tea series come up on my For You page. Like multiple times
As
throughout the
it did
day
for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
over multiple days. And I'm like, and I was kind of searching for a while for something that was like pretty relaxed. And I just like, I was so tired. And I'm like, I just want something that's kind of laid back and not so like high energy. I get enough of that. And I saw it enough times that I'm like, I feel like I should watch this.
Maybe it's
Like
a
it was
sign.
less. I
Yeah.
really want to, and I'm like, the amount of times that this has come up on my For You page is strangely frequent. I don't think I've seen a single video come up on my For You page that many times over the span of multiple days and multiple times a day. Like it was weird.
YouTube's like, I
Um,
know what you need.
Yeah.
yeah,
Watch
and
it.
so I started with Izzy's Cup of Tea series. And once I was kind of like, man, but I kind of want to watch like more. And I think she started uh CraftWorks. And so I went through all of those videos when she went to CraftWorks or was part of is part of CraftWorks.
She is still
Um
technically part of CraftWorks, just sitting out season
yes.
3.
Yes. So when she was participating in that season, yeah, I just really loved it. And then I think it was the end of the season, or maybe I was just like really itching to get to see like what other people were doing also.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I want to say I watched what E was doing, and then Lane, and then Millie, and then Melissa,
It's okay. You don't
and
have to say my name. It's
no,
okay. If
genuinely,
you
you
didn't
were like
watch me, it's okay. I'm not
you were on the
offended.
top of the list somewhere out of like all the people that I like went through for season 2. Impala, a little bit of his time lapses may have been a little trippy for me, and so I was like, I don't know if my brain can actually handle this.
Look, Impala
And
time
so
lapses are 10 out of 10.
they're
I
They're
love them
great.
so much.
crazy.
They make my brain feel really funky though.
I think that was his goal.
And so, yeah, I went through a lot of the crafters that season, and then I started going through season 1. But one of Izzy's streams, she had mentioned the CraftWorks Discord, and I was like, I mean, that sounds cool and all, but like, I people, oh boy. Like I'm
You
the
sound
type of
like me on a
person that
day-to-day basis, buddy.
I join discords, and I'm usually just kind of in the background
I join
observing everyone
Discords to
else.
just mute them at this point.
And
Like seriously, that's what I do. If I'm in
and
a Discord, it's for networking purposes. That's what I do these days. Okay, I understand.
yeah, I yeah, I just kind of sit in the background and watch everybody else have conversation, and I'm like, fine. But this was something where I'm like, oh, that makes me nervous, people and stuff and things. Like I don't talk to people. What?
Talking to people also makes me
I
nervous.
hardly even like comment on videos. And that's like a thing that I've done since I've been like since the beginning of watching YouTube. Like I just don't really comment on things because I just generally keep to myself.
That's fair.
Yeah,
But Discord
We
was
appreciate
different.
lurkers too.
yeah.
It was I was like, yeah, that makes me nervous and uncomfortable. And we're like, wait, nervous and uncomfortable? Perfect. Do it. And I'm just like, but why? And so I did. I got on the Discord, and I think maybe for the first was it the first few days? Maybe it wasn't the
Oh,
first few
here, want
days.
another one?
I didn't say much. And then it was like, but talking to people makes me nervous. And it was just like, oh, perfect. Like let's do that. And it just kept being this thing of like, this thing makes me nervous. Okay, perfect, let's do it. And I'm just like, why? And it's just like, but do it.
Yeah.
So I started being like more active in the Discord and like making jokes and things because you never know if people have the same humor or not.
Oh boy,
And
have we had that discussion a few times. We can't share those
Fortunately-
stories here, but
No,
yeah.
we can't share those stories.
Fortunately, we have a very like similar sense of humor, and that kind of started from the beginning, and that definitely made me way more comfortable because like not everyone gets my humor. So
Yeah.
to know that people like also found my jokes funny, I'm like, okay, this is a good place to be.
Yes, this is safe.
Yeah.
And so I became like very active in the Discord. And
I remember those
watching,
days, too.
like everyone's content basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not so active in Discord.
I
It's
try.
It's so
other
hard.
things.
It's so hard to keep up with the Discord, especially when you're one of the people producing the content that's going into that Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
Is there anything that just the last question before we wrap up the first recording? We're just about at an hour, right, Lane?
Yeah, we actually are hitting an hour like right now.
Oh,
oops.
okay.
So
Do we stop?
No. We can still go over. Yeah, like it doesn't have
Okay.
to be like
Okay.
a cold like 1 hour type deal.
Oh, that's true, because there's
Gotcha.
things to cut.
Gotcha.
Look, we already knew that some of these answers would get long-winded going into this. So.
Yeah.
Mm,
I don't even know if I answered the full question of what you originally asked.
listen. It
That's
do like
that's
that.
every
time.
question, yeah.
Every time.
Uh,
But
so-
is
It
there...
was something about the application.
I don't even remember now.
I don't know.
We'll
I
move
know
on.
it was something about, yeah, I wanted to apply for kind of like a while, but I didn't want to kind of be asking a whole bunch because I'm the type of person that keeps to myself, and if the opportunity presents itself, then sure. Oh, I remember. I didn't realize there was an application until somebody else mentioned it. And
Somebody ignored our announcement.
I'm not. So I don't know if it actually pinged me or if I saw it and I was just like, no, like I'm not gonna apply. That's silly. I haven't I haven't even been doing content for a year. Like I'm not the man for the job. And but weird thing was I thought from the way that Whiffs was talking that he applied to CraftWorks. But I was only half correct. And so we knew what was happening sort of. And then I asked him, I was like, "Do I apply?" And he's like, "The worst thing they can do is say no." And I'm like, "This makes me so nervous though." And he's like, "Just do it." And so literally like I felt nauseous filling out the application. I'm like, "Oh,
We're not an intense group.
no, you're not. It's just like that's kind of how I am. There's just certain things that make me so nervous and anxious that they make me feel sick, and that was one of those things where it's like I know technically the worst thing that can happen is just saying no, and that's not bad. But like even now in answering these questions, like I'm shaking. And
Aw.
I'm I know that I'm okay and I know that I'm fine and it's
Mm-hmm.
okay, but it's like it's something new.
Yeah, no, I
Mhm.
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
after a few times doing that, like I'll be fine. But because this is new, I'm like, ugh. So, yeah, I felt terribly nauseous filling out the application and I was nervous for like the whole week. And then when I got the message from Lane, I was like, oh man. Like I am free to no longer be anxious now because of an answer. And I was like, even if the answer is no, then I don't have to worry. And the answer being like, hey, would you like to join? And I am like over the moon, so excited, and I'm so happy I put in that application. I can't even express.
You know, there was a time or two when I was sending out the approval messages that I thought about gaslighting because most of the people, like, I spoke with these people before, like I've had one-on-one interactions, not just like messages in the thing. And so like there were a couple times where I thought about gaslighting them and just being like, unfortunately, we decided to bring you in, so
That is oh god. You win. You win.
Yup,
Didn't
yup.
mean like that. Oh my gosh, I fell for it.
That is such a latent thing to do.
That is such a lame thing to do.
And I feel like I 100% could imagine in getting the way that you phrase things. I 100% can imagine you actually doing that. Like, I can imagine you doing that on the acceptance of what I had. Like, there's no piece of me that does not put it past you for doing that.
But the thing is, I didn't know you as well as I knew some of the other people. So like,
No,
like
yeah.
I wasn't gonna push that. With Norm and Win,
No.
I might have even done that with Win. I don't remember. But
I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't, to be honest.
honestly, yeah. So what was that question you were gonna ask before we wrapped up part 1, Mel?
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
I was gonna ask, like, since joining the SMP, is there anything that like surprised you? Any pleasant surprises? Something that maybe you didn't like or are struggling with?
Surprises and realizations.
Surprises and realizations.
And this answer, it's gonna evolve season by season, by the way.
Yeah.
And while Blaze is contemplating answers, I would like to take the time to plug the official CraftWorks merch. The link to the website is down in the description below. I don't know why I'm pointing as if you guys can see, but it is down in the description below. There's also official Castworks merch there as well. If you are just wanting podcast merch, it is there. It goes to support the CraftWorks group. It helps pay for the server, as well as our channel artists and things of that nature. So be sure to get you some merch there. And
Yeah, what he said.
yeah.
I'm having a really hard time with the word surprised because there's a lot of like realizations that I've had, but surprised is the one thing I'm actually struggling with.
Like, is there a moment that like made you like step back and be like, oh, like, sort of thing?
Like for example, my moment in season 1 was because I had never really played with anybody other than my brothers on like a LAN world on our Xboxes back in the day. So like this was me playing with basically strangers over the internet and going into a content creation SMP, not just a regular SMP, but a content creation one. It's seeing the thing that surprised me the most was seeing how differently everybody played and how quickly some people moved.
Mine was, I think, when Impala gave me the Shame Tato last season. And just like, I don't know, something about that interaction just made me like so much more comfortable, like with everything, like being involved and stuff like that. Like I was fully expecting like nobody wanting to play with me. So like,
and now you can't get rid of me, so
I know, right? So it's like having that interaction just like made me feel like warm and welcomed, and I was like, oh, okay, like yeah, this is good. I like this.
Maybe it's despite how demanding it is to make content on a survival server.
So if we need to revisit this in episode 2 and just leave episode 1 on a cliffhanger, we can do that while you ponder questions.
Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Despite there being a definite, like, distinct demand in being a part of a SMP, I didn't realize how much of it was actually just me and not from other people.
Like
Like the demands that I put on myself. I put more demands
Right.
on myself than is actually expected of me.
Yeah, I think that's one
Yeah,
thing that a
okay.
lot of people don't maybe don't understand or don't see, because I mean it's all behind the scenes stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we as a group, we have said since day one, it's a content creation SMP. We encourage our members to put out content. And
Yes.
understandably so, we've got members that have got a lot of things going on, and it's hard for them to make content. We are a very lenient group as far as that is concerned. We want everybody here to be here because they want to be here and because
Yeah.
they enjoy being here. And so for us to say, no, you have to put out this much content in this kind of time frame, it's just not something that we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No.
It was definitely, I mean, of course, a learning curve because I've never done it before. But it was the editing that I did before, which I was struggling, but I was like relatively easily getting an episode of something out every week, if not every other week.
Yeah.
That has completely changed because one, added streaming. Two, the scope of the builds are very different.
Mhm.
It's really different. The way that I'm editing is also different.
Yeah. I know you've
And
had few realizations since just even the beginning of the season on how editing is.
yeah, like I enjoy the long editing process, but you had like something has to give. If there's something you're really dead set on, then you have to be okay with making compromises in other areas. So one of the things that I'm
I don't know,
Salmon
man.
just
I don't know, man. That's like the fifth
uh,
one.
I love how every time it
I'm
happens, me and
wondering
Melissa just look at each other.
I'm thinking it's like hitting the edge of a lily pad, or anyway,
Yeah.
not the point. The point is, one of the things that I find myself doing is I want to do a lot of builds, and even in trying to pare back all the things that I want to do, like it's safe to say that probably half of the things that I wanted to do, I'm not doing because there's just no possible way for me to finish by the end of the season,
Yeah.
which has not been discussed.
Yeah.
We're good, but I just know like the scopes of the projects are too lengthy for me to plan more things.
I would like to comment specifically on this. So, Blaze, he can build small, but he also can build big. And when he builds big, he dreams big. And the thing about Blaze, chat, is he is a man of ideas and has so much going on in his head that even, like, I kid you not, at all 20 of us in the group have at least yelled at him 3 times each, if not more, about how he needs to pace himself on his projects because of that reason.
Yeah.
Bro built a whole biome in like the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
of the
exactly
server.
what I mean.
And that's only my first one. I might have like 3 or 4.
We're building a solar
Who knows
punk
how
mountain.
many
I'm
by the end of the
expecting it.
season I'll have.
We're building a solar punk mountain. I'm expecting it, Blaze.
Yes.
Oh, man. But I think that is where we're going to wrap up episode 1. I do want to talk more about the SMP life with you in episode 2, because I feel like there's a lot that we have yet to cover on that. And we do have fan questions as well as other beloved questions, such as the grilled cheese one, that we would probably be canceled
finally.
if we didn't get to it. So, yeah.
Yes.
So episode 2, unfortunately, chat, you're going to have to wait until next week to see that. But for now, well, here we are. And if you want more podcasts to listen to in the meantime, you can go back and give season 1 a watch. You're going to see some former crafters and some crafters that joined us in season 2, such as Melissa. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. Don't forget CraftWorks merch down in the description below, and as well as the fan Discord and links to all of the other crafters and things like that. And yeah, this is where we are going to part ways. We will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.